Okay, vanakkam. Good evening, everyone, all the students. Hope everyone is fine. So it's very near to your exam, maths exam, and also your SPM exam. So it's like now all of you all are here because even though it's last minute, but you all want to get some tips for maths. Okay, so teacher, welcome everyone over here. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, thank you, Dr. Kalai and the team for helping all the Indian students. Okay, so today will be maths, Cerama SPM Mathematics Tambahan. So I've already given a few two cerama before this, right? So teacher will take some good tips from there and also add on some things for y'all. Maybe you're a new student joining in, or maybe you're an old student. Before teacher start, teacher want to apologize because some of y'all text to me personally to the Telegram to solve some problems. Okay, I managed to solve some of yours, but still there are many, and some of y'all didn't try but just ask teacher to solve. Even though there are what you call state papers and try what you call SPM past year papers where you already have the answers, you can try, right? But you didn't try at all, you just post to me the question. So I want y'all to try. Y'all must try. When y'all try, then y'all know where's your problem. Okay, so for starting, we'll go back to the topics. Okay, so since very short and limited time for y'all, okay, some of y'all might be very good students, some would be moderate, and some must be very big students. Okay, but don't worry, always we never think about the past. The time gone is gone. Okay, now we have to think about present and future, what we can do next. Okay, so you must always think of what we can do next. So concentrate and focus on certain topics. Just take out the papers and just do these certain topics. If you are a student less than 40 marks, okay, if you concentrate on these topics, roughly you get until 55 marks. Okay, so bear in mind, simultaneous equation, very easy. Okay, simultaneous equations, circular measures, linear law, linear programming, index number. Okay, done with this, you can move on to coordinate geometry. Okay, if you look at the topics, teachers state out these topics are easy. Okay, and also long questions, and also you have the same questions in paper 1 and paper 2, means that you can answer in both paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, so please be focused. Now you know the exam is very near, and now at least you are here. Thank you very much. You know, Monday is your Bahasa exam and you want to spend some time for maths. Okay, teacher appreciate that because the eagerness of you all, that you all really want to know. Okay, you all want to do well in your maths. Okay, so you all must be focused students. Very good. Okay, so now we look at these topics. We have coordinate geometry. Okay, after done with coordinate geometry, teacher will prefer that you do vector first. Okay, vector. The other day I also discussed trigonometric functions, how to draw sine, cosine, and tangent graph from the simplest to the difficult one. I even discussed the SPB questions and MRSM questions on trigonometric functions. Okay, if you all didn't get the slides, please get from your friends or you can text to me. Okay, because I already have the slides, I can pass to you. Okay, from the simples to the, because you have trigonometric functions 7 marks in your paper 2. Okay, actually there are two past year questions, 2015 and 2017, with 10 marks for trigonometric functions. Okay, so it's a lot of marks and it's easy to score. Okay, then you will go for differentiation and integration. Okay, differentiation and integration, if you do not know how to solve, at least do the basic questions in your paper 2. You have part A, part B, and part C. Okay, you answer part A. Okay, then you try to answer part B. You don't leave blank. Okay, so that's a point for differentiation and integration, something that you need to think about. Okay, now let's look at some things that you need to know before your exam. Okay, for simultaneous equations, you have to write down one linear equation and one quadratic equation. Okay, so you need to use substitution method. Normally we have linear equation, we substitute inside the quadratic equation. Of course, that is the way. Okay, so I'm a paper marker, so always you have written one linear equation correctly. Let's say given x plus y equals to 5, you write x equals to 5 minus y, then you substitute. If you have written one linear equation for substitution, given 1 mark. Okay, so even though how difficult the question is, let's say it's a KBAT question, try to at least write down the linear equation. Okay? And if your linear equation is wrong, and you substitute inside your quadratic equation, which is also wrong, okay, but you know that this one you need to substitute over here, given also 1 mark for your working. Okay, so of course if your quadratic equation is correct, your linear equation is wrong, still you substitute, you get 1 mark. So that's why working is very important. Okay? So we have substitute. Then you need to write in general form. Next step is you must write in general form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Okay, so you need to use factorization method, okay, the cross multiplication, or you can use formula. So if you are weak in using, let's say you do not know how to factorize, okay, you do not know how to factorize, why not just use the formula? You still get the full marks. Okay, so the formula is given in your exam, or if you are a smart student or you already done many work, of course you know the formula is quite easy. Negative b plus minus b square minus 4ac square root divide by 2a. Okay, or you already forget the formula, you can always refer to the formula. Okay? So that is the reason whenever you do your work, whenever you do your practice at home, your paper 1 and paper 2 questions, always write the formula first. Okay, whenever you write the formula first during your exam, it automatically you know which formula to use. Okay, so normally we use write the formula first. Okay, next is if the values is factorization method and you write down the method from calculator. Okay, if you write down the method from the answer from calculator, for example 3x squared plus 2x plus maybe 6 or 5. Okay, so if you press your calculator, you get the answer, right? You can use your calculator for checking, but you cannot use your calculator to write down the values. Okay, if you get the answer from your calculator and you write down x equals to what, and you substitute inside your y. Okay, so the lower part, your factorization, your answer, and your answer for y value, everything would be 0 marks. Okay, everything will be 0 marks. Remember, if you get the answer from calculator, if you write down, because teacher need to say this, because when I mark at least 10%, let's say I mark 200 script, 20 students do this mistake. Okay, so you can use your calculator for checking, or after you get your value from calculator, then you use your formula and you can check, or you can write down in what you call, if it is a whole number, you can use 2 brackets to write down. Okay, so calculate value of y or x. Okay, remember this. Whenever sometimes normally the questions you find the value of x first, then you substitute find the value of y. Another mistake done by 5% of the students, even very good student. Okay, this is outstanding students, even my school. Okay, I'm teaching in a Chinese school. Even my school students who are good class students, they do this mistake. Because I know at maths paper 2, 2.5 hours, not enough time. Even for your paper 1, you won't have enough time. Okay, so remember, always highlight with a marker pen, bring a highlight or bring a red pen to highlight the questions in your question paper. Okay, make sure you highlight, underline with the red line. Don't use pencil, it won't be so attractive. Okay, so use a different color pen to highlight in your paper 2. Okay, so calculate the value of y, calculate the value of x. Normally they calculate x, they leave y blank. So 1 marks minus 1 mark. 1 marks is a lot for admits. You all know 1 marks is a lot for admits. Okay, so remember that if you find y first, don't forget to find your value of x. Okay, then refer to decimal places and significant figures. Another thing, for simultaneous equation, again teacher mentioned here, highlight, right? Refer how many decimal places or how many significant figures your final answer should be. If let's say it is not stated in your exam paper, then you are free to use, right? But if your answer, if you press your calculator, you get the answer, let's say 7.1234678. Okay, if you give your answer in 2 decimal places, you get your final marks 0. Remember, 0. Okay, so minimum 3 decimal places. So what I advise my students is always use 4 decimal places. Okay, because when you find your value of x with 4 decimal places, the accuracy will be in your value of y. Okay, if you write 2 decimal places, your y value would not be accurate. Come on, students, you are at maths students. Okay, add maths means add more maths into, maths is, already calculation, right? Add maths, that means add more calculations. That means you need to be very, you have to be very clear in everything that you write. It must be very precise and should be very accurate. Okay, so 4 decimal places. If you want to write 3 decimal places, no problem. Okay, remember, students, because these are the common mistakes that when we do marking. Okay, so highlight how many decimal places and number of significant figures. Okay. Then for this year, Ramalan is a real life situation for Kebat. It's a Kebat question. Okay, so you need to substitute X and Y, then you can do checking. Okay, before I go to the last one, Ramalan question, because I did a survey with all the state papers and also the years. After this, teacher will discuss again. I have the table for you. Okay, substitute X and Y. You already find the value of X and Y, right? Okay, if you already find the value of X and Y, it won't take 1 minute for you to check. Substitute inside your 2 equations to check your value. If you're very confident, it's okay. Okay, because sometimes even very good students make mistake with this. Okay, you can substitute your X and Y to check whether it satisfies the both equations. One linear equation and another one is a quadratic equation. Okay. Okay, these are the common mistakes done. Okay, you're trying to change this equation for substitution. Okay, students, don't do this. This one is a quadratic equation, right? So you need to use the linear equation. This one teacher already discussed. Okay, from calculator, you take the value from calculator, means at least you do like this in a bracket. Okay, but this one, if you use a bracket, it's negative 1.3. It's not a whole number, right? So you cannot write. You'll get 0 marks for this. Okay, because this is not a whole number. So if this is a decimal places, that means you need to show with the formula negative b plus, given 1 mark over there. Okay, if you substitute the value inside negative b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, given 1 mark. Okay. Okay, so this is the bentuk soalan for simultaneous equation. Okay, so in 2015, given already 2 persamaan. 2016 is a Kebat question. Kebat means it's a real life situation. So 2017 is a persamaan, 2018 is a Kebat, 2019 is a persamaan. So most probably 2020 is a Kebat question. Kebat means it's a question where you need to form the equation. Okay, the equation is not given, most probably. Then when teacher check the state papers, all the state papers are giving questions where you need to form the equation. Okay, so please be focused, students. I know you're here because you want something. So you want something, so be focused. Don't waste your time with unwanted questions. Example, this one. Actually, all the questions I already post in the Telegram. In the Telegram, teacher posted Google Drive. Inside the Google Drive have all the subjects also, including AdMaths, all the state papers, including SPP, MRSM, with the working. I think your students didn't even look at it, and you all keep on asking teachers, got this paper, that paper. Okay, actually everything is inside there. You all should have done that. Okay, now, so example, this is a Kebat question. This is also one of the state. I think this is Negeri Sembilan or what. Anything, students, you want to ask teacher? Okay, Noah. So look at this question. As our teacher already discussed the other day. Okay, we go rewind again. Okay, let it get back to the Kebat questions. So this trapezium ABCD has a perimeter of 23 cm and the length of the diagonal is square root of 41. Find the possible values of x and y. Come on, it's already given the diagonal AC. So the line is the line for AC, correct? Okay, don't leave the question blank. That is what I wanted to say. Even how weak are you, or sometimes you're very fast, you cannot catch the question, you try to skip. Actually, the question is very easy. Already mentioned AC. AC is square root of 41. If let's say you don't know anything, you can even write down the perimeter. What is perimeter? Hasil tambah keliling, correct? X plus Y plus X plus 3 plus 6. Total up, that is the perimeter. Teacher told just now, I mentioned just now, you get one linear equation, you get 1 mark already. Okay? Then you can use Pythagoras theorem to find AC. So I'll be going a little bit fast because some is a repetition and more is the tips and the final things that you need to prepare for your exam. So these questions I'll be going a little bit fast. So this is the method. Later teacher will post, and you want to go through this question and you can try again. So use the Pythagoras theorem to solve. Then you substitute the linear equation. Okay, so you see, once you write the linear equation, you must simplify. You must simplify. Once you got the linear equation, you got 1 mark. Okay, then you get the Pythagoras theorem, correctly written the quadratic equation, 1 mark. Then you substitute, correct, 1 mark. Again, teacher mentioned, you just do. Okay, you do the perimeter, you just do. Okay, sometimes even I told you the equation is wrong, but you substitute inside the quadratic equation. Okay, you'll be given marks for the concept. Never leave blank your paper. Then you factorize. Okay, this is, you see, just a cross multiplication. If cannot, just use the formula. After you get the x value, you find the y value. Actually, previously I discussed one question, the SBP. If you all look at the simultaneous equation for SBP question, you find the value of x and y, but in the picture, actually, the value of the length of a house is 2x. Teacher repeat, you can look at the SBP paper. Let's say given a layout of a house in a rectangular shape, the length is 2x, okay, and the height is ycm. Okay, so you find the value of x and you find the value of y. You will lose 1 mark for the final question because they asked to find the length of the house. So the length of the house is 2x. So you get the value of x, you need to times by 2. So you need to highlight the question, look at the length of the house, because you are commonly practice that what is the value of x, what is y, x, y, x, y, right? So this year Soalan Ramalan for SBP is they find the length of the house is 2x. Teacher already discussed in last class, that's why I didn't repeat here. Okay, next is linear law. Okay, remember just now teacher discussed about simultaneous equation, be focused. Okay, now let's look at common mistakes done on linear law. Okay, transform any equation given into linear equation. Number 1, what you must do, y equals to mx plus c. How to find what is your y, what is your c? In your paper 1, you can look at the graph. Given a graph, what is the y-axis, what is the x-axis, and you transform the equation according to it, correct? In your paper 2, also given y-axis and x-axis. Okay, so you need to calculate the value, so you know already what is your big Y and what is your big X. Okay, so you transform the equation into linear equation. Then you draw lines of best fit. If you have 5 points, five points, minimum 3 points must be on the straight line. Okay, 3 points must be on the straight line. If you have 6 points, depends. 6 points and 7 points depends on your graph. Sometimes it's very difficult to say because sometimes all the points will go through, right, will fit. Sometimes because teacher cannot say 4 points, then you draw only for 4 points to be out ready. So normally depends, it should be 4 to 5 points. Okay, if you have 6 coordinates or 7 coordinates, normally would be 4 points to 5 points for lines of best fit. Okay, now use linear equation to solve the problem for your paper 1 and paper 2. Then in your paper 2 graph, section C must read from graph. I need to mention this even to my school students. Already mentioned many times, they understand. And these moderate level students, what they will do is that for section C, they will substitute their gradient, they will substitute their y-intercept, any coordinates to find any other values, A or B. Okay, wrong. Already mentioned in your graph, in your section C, from your graph. Whatever you do, all your answer is correct, but 0 marks. Section C normally given 4 to 5 marks. Wasted. Okay, must read from your graph. Okay, whatever value you must take from your graph. Remember that. Okay, so these are the common mistakes. Okay, another thing teacher want to discuss again, the coordinate, the points. Okay, when you plot your graph, let's say x-axis is 2 cm to 0.1. Okay, x-axis is 2 cm to 0.1. Then teacher, how many decimal places that I can take? For example, for this one, x square y, you may ask me this question. Okay, you always take 1 decimal places more. Okay, 1 or 2 actually. If let's say your graph is 0.1, 2 cm for 0.1, teacher repeat, your x-axis, draw your graph, 2 cm representing 0.1. Okay, 0.1. So you draw your graph, x-axis 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, or for example over here, x square y is 1, 4.96, right? So maybe you start from 1. Okay, 1, 1.1, 1.2. Of course, doesn't suit these values. Example, 1.1, 1.2. Okay, so what will happen is that when you have two places, your value will be accurate, because when you have a box, in the middle of one small box is the 0.05 value. Okay, so if you have 0.1, minimum you need to take two decimal places. Okay, if your x-axis is two decimal places, they already mentioned in your graph, in your exam paper, the scale, right? Okay, if your x-axis is two decimal places, you have to take until three decimal places. Okay, well, now you can ask teacher, how if 0 point is given 0.1, can I take three decimal places? Yes, you are. Okay, it's okay, no problem, you can take more. But when you want to draw your graph, if let's say 1.123, so you need to point for 1.1 in your graph. Okay, 1.156, so you need to draw for 1.2. Okay, so you can take three decimal places. Then another thing over here, this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong, because some years they accepted this. They say, okay, we can accept one no decimal places for number one is a whole number, this is two decimal places, this is whole number. Okay, only I think because last year paper was very difficult, so they allow, but it is not allowed. So make sure but even last year when teacher mark also, everyone standardized, everyone used the same decimal places. If you use two decimal places, all the values must be two decimal places. Okay, if you use three decimal places, all the values must be three decimal places, even though this is one. Even though this is 1, you must write 1.00. Okay, 4.96, 9.00, 12.80, and 17.00. Okay. Okay, actually, before teacher go for more tips, okay, for more tips, I hope we have some time. Okay, actually, I have more tips at the end of the lesson. Before that, I want to discuss some simple questions on MRSM paper 1. Okay, okay, well, because I've done a lot with paper 2. The last two sessions, teacher did fully on paper 2. Okay, I focus more on paper 2 because paper 2 are long questions, and when you answer paper 2 questions, you will be prepared automatically. You will be prepared to answer paper 1, correct? But some things you need to worry about in paper 1, the accuracy of the answers. Okay, so I just pick a few questions from MRSM. Okay, let's see this question. Okay, well, you all can try it out. You can read first. Teacher will wait for 30 seconds. You can read the question and think how to solve it. It is given that A times A times A until A, okay, is a P plus Q times, okay, we have P plus Q times with Q times A times A times A equals to square root of A power of N, where P, Q, and N are constants. Express N in terms of P and Q. Can you think about it? Anyone, you can switch on your mic and talk with teacher. Maybe you all have tried the question. I hope you all have tried the questions, but if not, then maybe you need to think about it. Have to schedule your time. Anyone want to let me know what is this?
Sure.
Yes.
The answer is 2p plus 2q square.
2p plus 2q square. Okay, let's check. What method do you use? Which topic is this?
Indices.
Indices. Okay, good. Okay, later we check. Okay, please try it out. Anyone already done? Okay, your friend gave the answer just now. Okay, we check whether it's correct or not. Okay, so okay, you can check your answer. Is it correct? Okay, so it is given that Okay, A times A times A. Okay, you see, they already mentioned P plus Q times for this one. This is straight away, this is the first question. When you open your exam paper, this is the first question. Okay, so don't let your mind to be, stressed with this question. Okay, so this is a very good. Your friend told it's an indices question, but be careful. This is P plus Q. Okay, so A power of P plus Q times with, this is Q times, so A power of Q is equals to A power of 1 over 2 power of n, right? So any, teacher put all here, that means any one indices that you know how to change A to the power of P plus Q, or A to the power of Q, or you know how to change A to the power of 1/2 n, you'll given 1 mark. Okay, so if you are not sure of anything also, just do it. At least if you can write A power of 1 over 2 times with n correctly, you get 1 mark. Why not? 1 mark is a lot. Teacher, no, it is a lot, because when I mark the paper, it's like all zero. Anyway, I got 1, I'm very happy, so that I can add in some students, of course not all. So always do working, okay? So you can show this one, you get 1 mark. Then you need to simplify. Of course, times index is plus. So A power of P plus Q equals to A power of half n. So A and A, the base is same. So P plus 2Q equals to 1 over 2n. Okay. So get back to the question. Express n in terms of P and Q. So you need to highlight this. What you want? Express n, or you circle the n in terms of P and Q. So n is equals to, bring 2 over here, 2 times with P plus 2Q. Okay, or you can expand 2P plus 4Q. But this is paper 1. Okay, remember, in your paper 1, you must give your answer in the simplest form. Okay, in your paper 1, you must give your answer in the simplest form. So over here, you can factorize, right? So you leave your answer in factorization method here. Okay, so you get 1 mark. Okay, now let's have a look. I hope it's clear. Can you all see? Okay, given log K5 is equals to T. Express log 5 power of 3n divide by K square in terms of n and T. I've done the working for y'all. Okay, try it out. I want y'all to do now. I give you 1 minute. Because 1 minute, you can at least write down the first step and the second step. Can you try now? I repeat, log K5 equals to T. Express log 5 power of 3n divide by K square in terms of n and T. So the thing must be in your mind in terms of n and T. Because when you solve problems, you have n, you have T, then you're confused. Okay, so of course the answer they want in terms of n and T. If any students have problem, okay, you want to ask me something related to the question. Okay, if you want to ask me something related to the question, you may ask me. You may ask, because after this, of course, even the other day teacher told I don't have another session because teacher is very busy. So now, really, with the effort of Dr. Kalai, she tried to call teacher. Okay, so I hope you all learn. If you don't know anything, also you just ask. Okay, so write down first. Try to use the law of log first to solve. Anyone want to try? What is the answer?
Sure.
Yeah.
3n minus 2t.
Yeah, n. Let me write down. What's the answer?
3n minus 2t.
3n minus 203. You already done before, is it?
No, I just did.
Just did. Very good. So fast. Okay, let's check. Okay, yeah, correct. Okay, so can mark your work. Very good. Okay, so first is law of log. This is the question, right? Log 5 power of 3n divided by k square. Okay, so log 5 power of 3n minus 2 log 5k. Even if you don't write your 2 in front here, if you still leave as minus log 5k power of 2, you still get 1 mark. Okay, so any law of log is correct, given 1 mark over here. Okay, even if you know how to write minus here or bring 2 to the front, correct, given 1 mark. Okay, so then write this as 3n, bring it to the front. So 3n, law of log, you all know, right? Power can bring it to the front, okay, as times. So 3n times with log 5 minus 2 log 5k. Okay, then I cannot substitute because given is log k 5 equals to t. But what I have here is log 5k. The base is 5. Here the base is k. So you need to change the base first. Oh, your friend is very good, can do very fast. Okay, so you change the base first. So log 5 divide by log 5k equals to t. How you change the base? So remember what you want should be on top. You want log 5, so log 5 divide by log 5k equals to t. So log 5 is 1 equals to, you bring over here, t log, teacher do 1 by 1. Okay, of course, if you're fast, straight away you can write the answer. I do 1 by 1, so that some of you all can follow. Anyone also you can follow. Okay, so log 5k divide here, you bring it to the top. So 1 is equals to t times log 5k. Okay, so log 5k is 1 over t. Still, you never get marks over here. Okay, you need to substitute. So 3n log 5 is of course 1, right? Minus 2 log 5k. Actually, this one you need to substitute. Teacher didn't write. You should substitute with 1 over t. Teacher repeated, is it? Okay. Actually, this one should substitute. Log 5k, you can substitute already. 2 times 1 over t. So you simplify, you get 3n minus 2 over t. Okay. In your admaths for your paper 1 and paper 2, when you substitute values, you get 1 mark. Okay. If you simplify, you do the normal method like times, minus, bring it here, bring it there, all no marks. Okay. When you substitute the values for paper 1, okay, for paper 1, no choice. The value you substitute must be correct. Then only you get 1 mark. Okay, different from admaths. From paper 2. Because admaths paper 2, even for not all the questions, for certain selected questions is acceptable. Okay, for like linear law, index, geometric code, depends. Every year it changes. Okay, vector. Okay, so every year it changes. So for paper 1, no choice. Paper 1 is like an objective question. It should be like this, then it must be like that. Okay. So can check your answer. Only 3 marks. Okay, this one teacher already given the answer straight away. Let's discuss this question. 3 marks is very easy. Okay. So diagram 1 shows the relation between some x coordinates and y coordinates. Okay, so given a function in coordinate form. Okay, this also is a possible question for this year. Okay, so you have coordinate 2 and 4 and coordinate negative 2 and 4. And you have coordinate 1, 1 and 5, 25. Okay, so the type of relation between x coordinates and y coordinates. Okay, so you can see that you have, when x is 2 and negative 2, you have one same image, which is 4. Okay, if you are not very clear about these, students, listen. This is an easy question. Relax yourself. Don't get stressed during your exam. You can write down the 2 circles, the domain and codomain, and you do the arrow. Okay, negative 2 go to 4, 2 go to 4, 1 go to 1, 5 go to 25. Then you can see the relation. It is many values. That means negative 2 and 2 is going to 1. So it is many to 1 relation. Okay. And then the function notation of the relation. Function notation means what is the formula. Okay. What is the formula? That means what is your fx? The function notation of the relation. Or you can look at the Malay word there. Tata tanda fungsi bagi hubungan tersebut. So what is the relation over here? So that means it's a formula. Remember your y-axis is the fx. Even though the graph over here, they have the y symbol, not the fx symbol. Okay, so this is the fx. So when you look at the relation, you look what makes from x, what makes y. Okay, so teacher can see that negative 2, how it becomes 4. Okay, so negative 2 times negative 2, I get 4. Similar for all, must be similar for all. So 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 5 times 5 is 25. That means x value times twice. 5 times 5, that means x times x, right? So it is x square. Okay. So, sorry, teacher put the, yeah, I adjust the sign there. Okay. Okay, now you can see here. So fx is equals to x square. Okay, the value of x you multiply twice, x square is quite easy. Then what is the objects of 16? What is the objects of 16? So 16 is an image or object?
Image.
Image, very good. Okay.
Image.
Yes, very good. Because they want you to find the objects of 16. So that means 16 is the image. Okay. So remember, your x-axis is object, your y-axis is the image. We see our face in the mirror, our face, the original, is the object. Reflection is the image, right? So always x-axis is the object, y-axis is the image. So you want to find what are the values of the x-axis. So this is 1 mark, student. So no need working for this. You can straight away write the answers. Okay, so you know that 4 square and negative 4 square both gives the value of 16. If in your answer you write only 4, you don't get the final mark. Okay, you won't get the mark. Remember, because already shown in the coordinate form, you have the negative values and the positive values. Okay, if you want to do your working, it's okay. X square equals to 16. Square root of x is square root of 16 plus minus. Okay, so you get the value 4 and negative 4, both values. Okay, now what about this question? Teacher have the working over here. Okay, so this is function questions. All these are quite simple questions. Okay, so fx equals to x plus 4. Fgx is 5 minus 3x. If gm equals to n, express m in terms of n. You need to highlight the word m in terms of n. Okay, so it must be in your mind. Actually, when I say it's highlight, when you highlight or do something, automatically it will stay in your mind. What is the objective? You m and n. No need to waste time looking at the question many times. Okay, so always write down what is given. Okay, what I tell my students, always write down what is given. You'll be more confident. Fx equals to x plus 4. So fgx equals to 5 minus 3x, right? So write down f in a big bracket, gx here. Okay, so substitute your gx. So gx, fgx, sorry, both things together here should be separated. Fgx, okay, you need to find fgx given gx. Okay, so always put a bigger bracket inside. You solve inside first. So substitute whatever inside your fx is the value of x. So substitute gx as the value of x for function f. Okay, so fx is x plus 4. So gx plus 4 equals to 5 minus 3x. When teacher is talking, you can do. Come on, students, you all can do. Okay. This is not a lecture. Just teacher today going fast because it's already at the end of your exam, near to your exam, and it should be in your fingertips. Okay, if teacher teach one by one, it will take a lot of time. Okay, we are more like want to cover some tips and also motivation for you all. Okay, so from here you'll get your gx value. So don't forget, this is the what you call common mistakes. Leave the answer like this. Don't forget. That's why teacher has to highlight. Express m in terms of n. So when gx is 1 minus 3x, your gm should be equals to n. Given gm equals to n. So substitute your m. So 1 minus 3m equals to n. So arrange it. M equals to 1 minus n divided by 3. Okay. So 3 marks. Okay, next question. I have the answers for you here, but no need to look at the answers. Try by yourself. Sometimes you have a different type of method to solve problems. You're used to it. This is a very simple question. Okay, I hope you all can do.
Wait.
Sorry, teacher's house is. Okay, well, can I discuss? Is it okay for me to discuss?
Yes, you can, teacher.
Okay, so remember, you all remember
Yes,
this
sir.
formula? Yeah, thanks. Okay, so this formula is not given in your exam. So you must remember this: x square minus sum of roots times x plus product of root equals to 0. Okay, x square minus sum of roots times x plus product of root equals to 0. Okay, common mistake is that x square. It must be x square. Okay, the coefficient of x square must be 1. So this question is quite easy because the coefficient of x square is already 1. If let's say the question is given mx square plus 2kx minus 3, that means all the terms you need to divide by m must be x square. Then only you can apply this formula. Okay, so you must compare with this formula. So this formula must be very important. It must be in your mind. Okay, so when you compare, they say that alpha and beta are the roots for this equation. So alpha plus beta, when you compare, is equals to negative 2k, correct? From here, x square minus sum of roots. So compare 2x, so should be negative 2k, negative 2kx, so should be negative 2k. So alpha beta is negative 3. Okay, so you want to form a new quadratic equation with roots of alpha square and beta square. Okay, so sum of the new roots alpha square plus beta square is equals to alpha plus beta square minus 2 alpha beta. Anyone do not understand over here?
Yes, teacher. I don't understand the part there.
I don't understand, huh? Okay, teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, teacher explain. Okay, so this part here, how do I get this equation? Okay, let me. Um, okay, give me one moment. Huh? Okay, so we go to the normal formula. We have a plus b. Okay, a plus b square. Okay, if a plus b square is equals to, when you expand this, you get a square. Okay, a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so when you expand, you get this value. Okay, this one is a modern maths also use. So I hope this one is okay for you all. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the red one. So this is a plus b square. When you expand this, you get a square plus, how you expand this one, the easier method is a, whatever the front one, you need to square. Okay, 4 square, a square plus, in the middle, you need to times all. So 2 times a times b is 2ab. Okay, all positive, in front of a also positive. So positive 2ab plus b square. So it is b square. Okay, straight away you can expand, or you can write it twice, a plus b times with a plus b. Come on, students, you are at maths. From 5 students, even modern maths, you already learn, right? Okay, straight away you can expand like this. If not, you have to do it twice. A times a is a square. A times b is ab. Then b times a is ab. B times b is b square. Okay, you can do like that, no problem. If you're not sure about that, you can expand slowly. Okay, so you'll get a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, but look at the sum of new roots, alpha square and beta square. Can you compare it with a square and b square? Okay, when you compare a square and b square, you don't want 2ab, correct or not? You want alpha square and beta square, but you don't want 2 alpha beta. So you need to minus that again. That is the reason teacher write as alpha plus beta square minus back the 2 alpha beta, because you don't want the 2ab. Okay. If you go back to the initial one, a plus b square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. If we want a square plus b square, so it is equals to a plus b, the whole thing in bracket square, minus 2ab. We don't want the 2ab. Is it okay?
Okay, teacher. Understood.
Understood. Okay, thank you. Okay, so alpha square plus beta square is equals to, the inside the bracket, alpha plus beta square minus 2 alpha beta. That is the reason we write this. Because that is what given. Given is alpha plus beta. Okay, they did not give alpha square and beta square. Okay, or we do not have the value of alpha. Common mistake here is that the students try to find what is alpha, what is beta, substitute inside K, and do a very long solution. Come on, you don't have time at all. This is only 3 marks some more. Okay, so you need to think. If you have done a few questions, you know already this one. Okay, then just substitute the values. Okay, so alpha square plus beta square is equals to alpha plus beta, the whole thing square. So alpha plus beta is negative 2k. Substitute negative 2k square minus 2 times alpha and beta. Alpha and beta is negative 3. So times with negative 3, expand, you get 4k square plus 6. Done. Okay, now you find the product of the new root. Alpha times with beta square is already given. Okay, so what is your new roots over here? Alpha square times with beta square, right? Okay, so teacher write it out in a bracket here. Okay, alpha square times with beta square, the whole thing alpha beta square. Okay, just use a bracket there. So because we have the value for alpha beta, that's the reason I put the 2 outside. Okay, so negative 3, the whole thing square, you get 9. Okay, so we write down as x square, again use the same formula, x square minus sum of roots in x. Okay, don't forget to put your x. If you forget your x, that means 0 marks already, final answer. Okay, so minus 4k square plus 6, the whole thing inside bracket, put an x, plus with 9 equals to 0. Okay, 3 marks. Okay, this question, straight away we do it together. The straight line y equals to k plus 1 intersect the curve 3x square plus xy equals to negative 3 at 2 points. Okay, at 1 point, at 2 points, no points. All these are the formula for b square minus 4ac. I hope you remember. B square minus 4ac less than 0. What is that? Then it's one root, right? B square minus 4ac greater than 0 or equal to is 2 points. Okay, equal to 0 is a 1 point. Then distinct roots, no roots, less than 0. Okay, please do revision for the formula of this one, b square minus 4ac. Okay, so these are the keywords. Sometimes at maths the problem is that you do not know which formula to use. That's a common problem. Why does this problem appears? Because not enough exercise. If you do a few papers, exam papers, that means automatically it will come into your mind. I'm sure about it. When you see all these words, 2 points, then you know already this is b square minus 4ac. Okay, so you need to substitute 3x square plus x, your y is k plus 1, because they say find the range of values of k. So there's a k there. So you need to substitute the value of y as k plus 1. Okay, so again, you need to arrange this in the form of a square plus b square plus c equals to 0. If you arrange in this form, you get 1 mark. Then 2 points, that means b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. Okay, so substitute the values, b square minus 4ac. Okay, so you write in general form again, k square plus 2k minus 35 is greater than 0, given 1 mark. Okay, now you can factorize these, k plus 7k minus 5. So you have k equals to negative 7 and k equals to 5. Okay, the question says find the range of values of k. Okay, so I don't know whether you all are practice to number line or graph. Anything also can do. So you sketch the graph to find the range values. Sure, you will have this question in your exam. Students, remember, there will be a question asking you to find the range using this one, using the curve or what. You need to know fx greater than 0 is which part, or y greater than 0. Either they will ask you like these 2 point distinct roots and whatever, or they can straight away give you the question and ask you to find the range of values. Okay, they'll give you the inequality and ask you to find the range. Okay, so anyhow, you will use this part in your exam, paper 1. Okay, so you write down negative 7 and 5. So you look at your graph, 3x square. Your coefficient for x square is positive. That means your graph is a U-shaped graph. Okay, so you just write a U-shaped graph. Now, which part is the shaded region?
Teacher.
Yeah. Anything else?
Teacher.
Yes. Yes. Can ask me. No problem.
Sorry to disturb, teacher.
It's okay. It's okay. Tell me.
The answer is k is less than -7, right?
Yeah, correct. And k is greater than 5.
But we what in the bracket we got k plus 7 and k minus 5 more than 0.
Mm.
When we open the bracket, k is not more than -7.
Oh, when you write down the bracket, k plus 7 greater than 0, k is more than -7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Thanks for asking. You can write down like that. You can write down like that, and you do the number line. Okay, you can show the number line. But normally, to find the range value, you can write like how teacher wrote. You can write k equals to -7, k equals to 5. Then you find from the number line or like this. Okay, but for the number line, if you use number line, you must write k plus 7 is greater than 0. You use number line or graph.
Graph teacher,
Okay, graph.
I mentioned the inequality.
Okay, so in your exam paper, if you have written k is greater than -7, but your final answer, you draw the graph and you give the correct answer that this is the range, acceptable. Okay, acceptable. You get, because there's no marks for that part over there. Okay, because that is also not wrong. Normally we write that for to find the range from the number line. Okay, for number line, we use like that. K is greater than -7, K is greater than 5, then how to find? Okay,
Thank you, teacher.
yeah, welcome.
Teacher,
Yeah,
if let's say they give the equation in negative form, that means like the a value is negative. So do we have to change into the positive form or just remain it and draw the graph on the upside down?
okay, you need to draw the graph upside down, but in your equation, you need to check the final equation. For this one, the final equation is k square plus 2k minus 35 is greater than 0, right? But if your question, the final, when you already change times all with negative, let's say, okay? But I think for you to not make mistake, better you leave it as negative k square. Then you factorize is also okay. But it also depends on your sign here. If you change to k square times, or let's say this question is negative. Okay, let's say you get the final answer negative k square plus 2k minus 35 greater than 0. If you times all with negative, that means your inequality signs will also have to change. So k square minus 2k plus 35 would be less than 0. Okay, so when you draw your graph, you need to look for the value of less than 0. Your fx would be bottom. It will be the final answer, the range will be same. Okay, the final answer range will be same. But when you want to write down your final answer, you need to look at the inequality, the one the teacher put the arrow, right? You need to look at that sign, greater than or less than. You need to refer to this sign, not the on top one. Let's say on top you write b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. Okay, k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 36 is greater than 0. But let's say this question is negative k square plus 2k minus 35 is greater than 0. Then you want to change this to positive k square times all with negative. So your symbol also will change, less than. When your symbol change, when you read the graph, your range also will be read correctly. Okay, so don't worry about that. But when you want to read the range, refer to the symbol, the arrow that teacher put, the final one. I hope you all get it, huh?
Teacher, that means like less than 0 means that means the shaded region will be inside, right?
For this question, if let's say less than 0, the shaded value will be inside. Okay, the range of k would be between -7 and 5. Okay, so as some students don't know how to read this, let's teacher discuss. Look at the value y greater than 0 and y less than 0. Y greater than 0 means your x-axis. Okay, your coordinate coordinate x is going up, right? All positive value. Going down is all negative value. Okay, so since your inequality sign says greater than means you want to read for all the values which is positive. Okay, so if you look at your graph, after the value of 5, positive 5, positive 6, positive 7, and so on, your graph is going up. That means your value of y is positive, so it is greater than 5. If you look at -7, okay, -8, -9, -10, going on the left hand side, your graph is going up, going towards the value of y which is positive. Okay, so your range is less than K is less than -7. Okay, so I hope those who do not know how to read, please try to understand this. If let's say your question says less than 0, less than 0 means y is less than 0. Your coordinate of y, when does coordinate of y is less than 0? Below the x-axis, going down. So below the x-axis, if you look, the circle or the values of x where satisfies y less than 0 is between -7 and 5. So the range would be different. Okay, k would be between -7 and 5. So please do some revision for this. Okay, now this is progressions. Progression questions, they can ask you in your paper 2 bahagian A, or of course you have this in your paper 1. Okay, you have in your paper 1. In your paper 2 is a like what do you call, tak tetap. Sometimes they ask, sometimes they won't. It will be in your bahagian A. Okay, so 3 consecutive terms of an arithmetic progression, already mentioned AP, so easy. So find the value of M. So of course, if AP, your D value, the common difference must be same. T2 minus T1 must be equals to T3 minus T2. Okay, so you just solve and simplify. Some teacher just do the revision from the MRSM paper. Okay. This question, the other day, I'm very, very sorry. I don't know whether the student is over here. He sent me a message about this question, not this similar question. I don't know what question he sent me, asking me for the solution. Actually, he can look at he never try. You should try, then ask me. Okay. Seriously, teacher is very, very busy, extremely busy. Okay. I opened the telegram a few times, want to help him to answer. Then suddenly something comes and I forgot. Only now I remember when I look at this question. Okay, so we all discuss this together. Okay, so this is one of the common question, and also for this year. For this year, it's quite famous for this year. They can ask you this type of question for this year. Even previously, we also had this, but this year I don't know why all the states are looking at this type of questions. Okay. So diagram 2 shows 2 salary schemes offered by a company. Scheme A, yearly of 50 ringgit. Scheme B, yearly increment of 6%. Amirul chose scheme A while Shafiq chose scheme B. It is given that both of them started to work at the company at the same time with the same starting salary of 1,600 ringgit. Okay. Given that both of them start to save 10% of their salary when it reaches 2,500. Given that both of them start to save 10% of their salary when it reaches 2,500 ringgit. Find out who start to save first and how much is the total savings in his first 25 years of working. Okay. For this type of questions, student, what you do is you simplify the question, do like a diagram, or just no need to do diagram, wasting time, right? Just draw a line. Here is scheme A, here is scheme B. Do out the working. You can leave the answer like that for your examiner to mark, no problem. If you have done your work in pencil, is okay. It is okay. We will mark your papers. So you write your scheme A, scheme B, try to answer. Write down what is given. Okay, what is the condition? Given both of them start to save 10% when it reaches 2,500. So when Bila, so when it will reach 2,500, you need to calculate. Okay, so let's have a look. And again, before teacher go to the answer, scheme A, yearly increment of 150. This year, let's say 1,600. Next year would be plus 150. Another year would be plus 150. So it is an AP, arithmetic progression, plus. Scheme B, yearly increment by 6%. Let's say his salary is 1,600 as 1,600. The following year would be 6% increment, right? More, right? More than the previous year, right? So that means 106%. His salary would be 106%. More 6% than the previous year, you count as 100%. Okay? So after you calculate for year 2, your year 3 would be again 106%. The 100 is from your previous year. Okay, so this is an AP because you times by 106%. Okay, sorry, this is an GP because you times with 106%. Okay, this one you must be clear first. So scheme A is an AP, scheme B is a GP. Okay, this is an important question, students. Later after the session, before your exam, look through at this question, try it out the question. Okay, do it again. Now teacher has done for you. Okay, today I've tried out some questions for you all. Okay, so this is AP. Okay, so write down what is your A, your D, your TN, because you want to know which year you started 2,500. Okay, so your TN must be more than equal to 2,500. So N is 7. The other one would be GP. Okay, so remember you have this question, students, every year. Either they ask you to compare or straight away they give you GP. Every year increase by 3%, 4%. The previous year calculate as 100%. So your R value would be 1.06. 106% means 1.06. Okay, so use a GP here. So you get your N value for both. So Amirul starts to save first. So you can say Amirul start to save first. And the question is asking, let's look at the question again. Okay. Given that both of them start to save 10% of their salary when it reaches 2,500. So when already reached 2,500, they both of them start to save 10%. Every year they use 10% from their savings for another 25 years of working. Okay, so since Amirul is an AP, okay, so S25 minus with S6. Why S6? Because you want to find Amirul's savings from the year he got 2,500 ringgit. The year that he got 2,500 ringgit, the first year that he does savings is N equals to 7. Okay, N equals to 7. That means you must calculate his savings from the 7th year until the 25th year. Okay, so that means S25 minus S6. Okay, because you want the 7, so you don't minus the 7, minus your S6 times which is every year is 10%, so 0.1. So sorry, every month times by 12. Is it wait, okay. So you need to look through at this. Of course, the last part here is a kebat question. You need to think about this critically. Okay, if you do not know this question, you write down this first. You try what you can do first. Later you try it out this question. Okay.
Teacher,
Yeah.
teacher, what mean by the 0.1 times 12?
Oh, the month, because 1,600 per month, right? His salary. So because we are calculating the years, the S25, the total his savings from first year until the 25th year minus 6 years we don't want, because we want the how much he saved from 7th year to the 25th year, right? So this is the calculation for year times with 12 months, because his salary is monthly, right? The 1,600 is per month. So we calculate the yes.
0.1.
0.1 is the 10%. 10% of the savings. We go back to the question. Okay, see here. Given that both of them start to save 10% of their salary when it reaches 2,500. Okay, so after 2,500, every month they save 10%. Okay, so find out who start to save first and how much is the total savings in his first 25 years of working. If you look at the question, okay, both of them starting salary 1,600. So 1,600 is their wages for per month. Okay, it's a per month. So you need to times by 12 for 12 months, because we are calculating the amount for number of years. So number of years times by every month is 10%, which is 0.1. 10 divided by 100 is 0.1, correct? So times by 0.1 times by 12 months. Is it okay?
Thank you, teacher. So, teacher, the N equals to 7 is his salary, not the savings.
N equals to 7 is the 7th year. That means his salary at first is 1,600. Then every year plus 150, 150, 150. On the 7th year, his pay will reach either 2,500 or more than 2,500. It's a number of years. Yeah, I know this question is little bit because of course this question is a critical kebat question. You all can try it out later. Okay, please try it out. Good for you all to ask. I'm happy about it. You all try it out again. Try to understand. Okay, because we are really short of time. Okay, this is a geometric progression. I think this question is quite easy. Later you all go through. Okay, now I've done with all the paper one. I've touched some of the paper one questions. Okay.
Teacher,
Yeah.
can you refer to differentiation questions actually?
Which one?
Just for fun.
This one? This one?
Differentiation question. Any differentiation question?
Oh, you should ask me earlier. Teacher didn't give today because the other day I already discussed. You want now? It take time for me to open. The other day, teacher discussed about the differentiation. Any parts that you want me to tell you?
Teacher?
Any parts that you want me to explain for differentiation?
The rate of changes and
okay, teacher didn't get any sample, so you all should let me know earlier. Okay, because limited time, so teacher is selected. Well, very good that you asked. Let me give you some tips for rate of change. Okay, for rate of change, this question will be in your paper 1 or paper 2. Cannot escape. You will have your rate of change. If it is in your paper 2, it will be bahagian C. Okay, if they start from bahagian A, that means normally no, it will be start in bahagian B or normally bahagian C. For paper 2, paper 1, straight away they can ask you rate of change. The idea to solve rate of change is the unit. Okay, when you want to solve problems with rate of change, look at the units. What is the unit given? What is the unit you need to find? You can play with the unit. Okay, for example, cm over second. So that means dv, what do you call, ds, rate of change for distance divided by time. Okay, you want to find rate of distance divided by time. Okay, cm over s. So you need to play with the another two values which can make the same unit. Okay, you need to play with the unit, then you can get it. That is the rate of change question. Actually, teacher wanted to do today, but not enough time for rate of change. Actually, students, it's very wide. Admits is very wide. We have many topics. Okay, if teacher want to give tips for all, it's quite difficult. But good that you ask. Please play with the units. This is my.
Okay, teacher.
You look at some questions, some of the rate of change, and look at the units. Okay. Because it will take time for me to open the questions. I feel sad because I couldn't explain to you clearly that part, because that is a very easy thing that you can do with the units. Okay, so before I end with paper 1, okay, for your paper 1, remember paper 1 questions must be precisely correct, must be given in the simplest form. Let's say, sorry, don't look at this, teacher, go back. Okay, I'm talking about paper 1. Okay, paper 1 is actually like your objective question. If right is right, wrong is wrong. No, like, oh, is it okay? This answer is acceptable. This answer, is it okay? Not no. Okay, no flexibility. But in your paper 2, yes, there are flexibility. But in paper 1, no, it's like your objective. Okay, so you need to give your answer in the simplest form. If you get your answer, let's say a simple one, 4 over 52, you cannot leave it like that. You need to simplify it. Okay, and you need to factorize if can. So that's your objective paper, and try to catch with the formulas. Write down the formulas, then you need to substitute and find the values. Okay, so
Teacher,
now, yeah, anything?
Something they give cable question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they give like small situation, but at the end of the question we couldn't find what topic is that. Any tips for that?
Okay. Okay, you need to look at the clue words. Actually, I don't know whether you all attended the previous workshop of mine. The other teacher gave one keyword question. For example, just now, since your friend already mentioned differentiation, okay, teacher have one keyword question. Okay, they ask you to find. They give you a can of soup with 250 ml of soup, or what? Or let's say you have a tin with 250 ml. Okay, find the what do you call? Find the minimum height for the tin. Okay, so whenever you see this it's actually a situation. Whenever you have situation questions, you need to look at these type of questions that you are familiar with. When you have any small, sorry, it's not mentioned as minimum. Find the volume if find the height of the tin if the volume Find the volume if the height of the tin is as small as possible. As small as possible, another word is minimum. That question was very tricky. As small as possible. So you need to look at this type of words there. If you find something related to minimum, maximum, it should be differentiation. Okay, differentiation. If you like, let's say distance can be geometric coordinate or can be vector. Vector, you can use vector to find distance with the magnitude. Okay, like last year was a distance, but they use vector. Okay, they give tiga rumah, 3 houses. Okay, which way that she walk would be the shortest distance? It's a vector question. Okay, and anything else I think should be unit. If given any units, try to connect with the units. Actually, these are the clues that teacher can think about. Normally, we will look at the clue words. There are some words that you can catch. Okay, for example, like just what I told just now: minimum, maximum, turning point, as small as possible, as big. Okay, so all this will be minimum and maximum. Normally, K-part questions. Actually, some questions like last year also we have the completing the squares, right? One K-part question. Okay, the height of the aeroplane. So you all should be familiar with some questions. If you have tried some K-part questions before your exam, you try the same question again. Okay, try some K-part questions that you already done before or you have working. Then it's easier for you to catch. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah, actually, if you all post to me earlier that all this. Okay, if you all post to me earlier, teacher can discuss. Okay, I'm doing quite fast now. Okay, for your paper 2, teacher already discussed. I just go through again. Okay. Okay, so for your paper 2 is very focused. You are the very lucky group because you all know what is coming out. All the chapters you know. This year KSSM, all the chapters jumble up. Okay, whatever can come in your paper 1, in your paper 2, in your paper 1 also you have long question, in your paper 2 also you have long question, all jumble up. Okay, for yourself, you all know the flow. You all know the flow and you already choose for your section C what you all want. Linear programming, okay, or solutions of triangles or index. Okay, so this is linear programming. So linear programming for your inequality here, if let's say 4x plus 4y less than equals to 80, you want to simplify also can, don't want to simplify also can, you get full marks. Okay, so after you draw your graph, teacher just touch some parts. Do not forget to write the R value inside your shaded region. If you did not write R, 0 marks for your shaded region. 3 marks is given for your graph, 2 marks is for the lines, 1 mark is for the shaded region. If you shade your region correctly, you did not label R, no marks. Okay, remember to shade R, write R. Okay, then you do not let any values, any part of your shaded region going to the negative parts. If even touch little bit to the negative part, you get 0 marks for your shaded region because you know for linear programming, your X and Y value is always positive. Always, let's say number of people, number of chairs, number of tables, number of cupcakes, okay, which will never touch the negative values. Okay, so remember it's always positive. And to draw your linear programming, always start your graph at the bottom of your x-axis and your y-axis. Okay, sorry, just now teacher forgot something about linear law. Your linear law graph, teacher repeat again, your linear law graph, your straight line graph must go through y-intercept. Remember that, your linear law must go through your y-intercept. Okay, something that I forgot just now.
In that graph, right, one equation is y minus x equals to 20.
Yeah.
Can we write y equals to x plus 20?
Can.
Oh, thank you.
You can write the equation y equals to 80 minus x, no problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, remember to another common mistake is scale. Last year I marked a very good student's paper. I feel very sad when I came to linear programming. Okay, everything is perfectly correct, but 0 marks because the C value all wrong. We can quickly identify whether your graph is right or wrong with the C value. Your C value is from the graph, right? So I saw everything is correct. Why the C value is wrong? So when I refer back to the graph, the student accidentally wrote 0, 10, 20, 30. The student wrote 0, 10, 30, 40. Forgot the 20 there. Okay, so everything will be wrong. So be careful, relax and do. Make sure your scale is correct. Okay, so 3 marks for this. Then you shade your region. Okay, so your C part is from the graph. Yeah, anything?
Sir, during the sketching of the shaded region,
Mhm.
we will have to touch the connected points.
Shaded region, you need to write
The sketch during the sketch line.
uh-huh.
Can we touch the connected points, or will be wrong if we touch the connected points during the sketch of the shaded region?
Actually, teacher cannot hear what you're saying. Anyone can hear what your friend is talking? Anyone can help me what he says? Because there's an echo. Can you please talk again? Let me listen again. Come on, student. Never mind. You can tell again. No problem. Teacher can wait for you. Tell me again, please.
Teacher,
Uh-huh.
during the sketch of the shaded region, right?
Okay.
The sketch one, do we have to touch the connected points, or should be wrong?
Oh, the connected points.
Yeah, if we sketch that, if we get touch, if we touch the connected points, it will be wrong because to refer the examiners that this is the point.
Which point you mean? Because when we draw a straight line, we just need 2 points, right? I need 2 points to draw the line. Because this is a straight line. Then use your pencil to draw the line. Correct or not? Then you get the shaded region.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. So why is it yeah, did I answer your question?
No, teacher. I just asked that is it correct or wrong if we during the sketch time just get touched to the connected points like the
Oh no.
first time.
You need to okay, let's say you use 2 points, right? Let's say you take 2 points when x is 40 and let's say x is 80. What is the value of y? So when you draw your line must touch the y-axis, must touch the y-intercept. Okay, you must draw your line until it touches the y-intercept. Okay, like you see the black line, x plus y equals to 80. Since it can touch the x-axis, you also go until x-axis. Okay, in only very rare cases the value one value high up, then no choice, because if we follow the scale and draw, right? Okay, some value is very high up, you cannot touch until the y-intercept. Okay, so you draw the 2 points and your straight line must touch the y-intercept, and if can, like this black line, if can, you can touch the x-intercept, but cannot go further than further to the negative values. Okay.
Oh, okay, teacher. Thank you.
I'm sorry if I hope I answered your question. Huh? Okay, another thing, I hope you all know how to shade the region. Huh? Okay, sorry, my house is quite busy. Okay, let's say just do one only. Huh? Y minus x is less than or equals to 20. Okay, so let's say the red line is y minus x is less than or equals to 20. When you want to shade the region, remember your y-axis must be on the left-hand side. Your y-axis must be on the left-hand side. Then whatever else, your y can be with anything, but make sure your y is on the left-hand side. So after your y, you have the less than or equal to sign. So you look, your red line touches y is 20, right? So less than means it's going down, 10, 0, and so on. So the shaded region will be bottom of the red line. Okay. So I hope you can check with this for all the other values. So for y is greater than or equals to x over 3, that means the y value is going up, it's positive values. Okay, so 3 marks. Then we go to section C. Section C over here given 4 marks, so total is 10 marks. So section C always is from the graph, from your graph. Okay, so when they say the range of number of lower people, so you must know which one is x-axis, y-axis. Use a pencil to underline in your graph paper. Okay, then you can find the values of the range. Then for question 2, maximum subsidy given and so on, the maximum value and the minimum point, teacher already discussed last time. Okay, you all have the equation of what we call maximum value equals to k, then you draw a dotted line, then you find the maximum point, right? Actually that working, no marks for your exam, no marks. Okay, so you can take all the 4 points. 0, 0 of course cannot be maximum point, it will be minimum point. Okay, 0, 20, 60, 20, coordinate x is 60, y is 20. Then you have another touching point here. X is 30 and Y is 50. So you can try when X is 50, when X is 30, Y is 50, does it give maximum value? Or when X is 20, Y is 20, X is 60, Y is 20, does it give maximum value? So you get the maximum value. So you need to write down. You must have the working in your graph paper. For this one, Y equals to 40, you need to write the equation for the range. Okay, so you get the range, 1 mark. Okay, this one, maximum subsidy. Okay, let's say 20x plus 25y. Okay, maximum point. You must mention this is a maximum point or minimum point. If you do not mention maximum point or minimum point, you will lose 1 mark. You must say maximum point, you must write down in coordinate form. Then only you substitute. Okay, if let's say you straight away substitute 20 times 30 plus 25 times 50 equals to what? If you straight away you already substitute, you will lose 1 mark. Okay, remember, maximum point or minimum point, you must mention in coordinate form, you get 1 mark. Must have. Then only you must substitute. Okay, another one thing, teacher saw one question. You have to be very careful with linear programming when you talk about profit. Let's say the question says that the cost price, they mention the cost price. Then the bahagian C, let's say they mention of the price that they sell the thing. Okay, see, teacher just talk, listen up. Let's say in the initial question, they mention about the cost price, but in bahagian C, they mention about the selling price. Okay, but they ask you to find the maximum profit. So profit should be how much you sell minus the cost price from the bahagian A to write down the formula for profit. Okay, there's one question I saw somewhere, I'm not sure. Okay, so be careful what they mention, cost, profit, and so on. If straight away, let's say they give 20 ringgit, 25 ringgit for each chair and table, so what is the maximum point or maximum profit? So straight away substitute. If they have like cost and cost price and selling price, then ask you to find the maximum profit, then you must know how. Selling price minus the cost price is the profit. Okay.
Teacher.
Yeah.
Can you go back? I mean, the maximum subsidy.
Okay, this one.
This one, right? This one we need to draw the line. I mean, the dotted line on the graph, right?
Okay, this one what teacher explained. You already practiced like that in school. Carry on to do it and find the maximum point. But if you draw the dotted line, there's no marks given. Okay, so as a paper 2 marker, teacher know that we don't give marks for that. Straight away we mark the maximum point. You substitute the value for maximum point, you get mark. Okay, I know the textbook and even also you all practice that. You all draw the dotted line, right? The parallel line to find the maximum point. It's actually a working to find maximum point. Okay, you can do it. Please do it, but of course no marks. Given marks straight away to the maximum point. If you don't do it, it's also okay. Okay.
Teacher, so we find that maximum point, right? We find ready. Do we have to draw the dotted line on that point? The same dotted line.
No need.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no need. No marks for that. You must mention maximum point 30, 50. Must mention. This is the marks there. Okay. You no need to draw the dotted line on the this one. No marking. Okay. No marks there. Okay. So teacher, I have touched some things for your exam. So just some last things before your exam. Okay, number 1. Since your exam is very near, okay, your Bahasa first, then after that, one after another, you don't have much time for your maths. Okay, so just go through the formula list before your exam. Why? Because it saves your time. You just go through. So during your exam, you're doing very fast. The formula is over there. It will struck your mind. Okay, go to the formula. No need to waste time looking for the formula whether got or don't have. Just go through the formula list before your exam. Okay. Number 2, go through questions with answers, then try again and check. Now, this is a last minute preparation. Teacher is talking about last minute preparation. What we should do next, okay? Because your exam is very near. Okay, whatever questions that you have, KBAT questions or whatever, if you don't have answers, you are not sure, don't waste your time. Okay, there are a lot of KBAT questions, even the SBP questions, MRSM questions, everything they have answers. Okay, you just go through questions with answers. Then after you go through, you don't try first. We don't have time to try. You go through with the answer first, try to understand. Then you close and keep away the answers, then read the question again. Okay, then you get the picture. Okay, why they're doing this type of working, what type of question. Like just now your friend asked how to catch the KBAT question. So like this, you can also find how to catch the terms. And then you'll get used to it. So you know why they're using like this. Oh, then you got the idea. Okay, then you try again, then you check your answer. If wrong, you try it again. Okay, then do paper 1 and paper 2 and time yourself and be focused. Okay, so now it's already end to your preparation. So you take some papers, don't take a lot, don't jumble up a lot of papers on your table. I must do this, I must do this, I must do that. Then you cannot focus. When you do one, another thing will come into your mind. Okay, do one at a time. Okay, paper 1 and paper 2, just two set, just take one set. Set your time, be focused and do it. Okay, how you need to solve later, after this you check the last one. Okay, we have a few things. So even now, when you want to practice, just now teacher told, right? Set your time to do like how you solve in your SPM exam. Okay, solve the questions like you are sitting for SPM exam. Okay, close yourself inside your room, put an clock, alarm clock. Okay, set your time 2 hours or 2.5 hours for your paper 1 and paper 2. Sit down. Okay, do like you're doing your exam. Okay, so number 1, highlight the words in your exam paper. Okay, always use 4 decimal places unless it is stated. That means that's why teacher said highlight first. You need to highlight first how many decimal places. You need to leave your answer in pi value or what. Okay, then number 3, beware of pi value. If they say give your answer in pi value, you give your answer in pi value. Beware of pi value. If they ask you to use 3.142, you need to use 3.142. If they ask you to use 22/7, you need to press your calculator 22/7. Okay? If not, as an examiner, we know that you did not use. 0 marks for your final answer. Okay? Highlight this in your exam paper. Beware of your, if sure they have there, you know already, you have done many questions. Pi use 22/7, highlight. Okay, highlight. Then you use that pi value. Okay, number 4. Write the question. Yeah, anything?
In question, they give sometimes in terms of pi. We give that answer in terms of pi.
Yes.
Or they say that pi equals to 3.142. We use that value.
Yes.
If they didn't give both, means we can use 22/7.
Okay, let's press your calculator. 22/7 is same exactly as your pi value in your calculator. Okay, if you press 22/7, it is exactly the pi value in your calculator, which is 3.142857143. Okay, a good question. Okay, so if not given any condition for your pi value, you may use just straight away press your pi from your calculator, or you can press 22/7. And no conditions given for decimal places. Go back to number 2. Use 4 decimal places, especially for your paper 2, for your circles question. Okay, because circle questions, when your bahagian A, your answer is given, you give in 2 decimal places, wrong. If they say 2 decimal places, you give in 2 decimal places. If 3, 3. If no condition, give 4. Then only your bahagian B will be accurate. Okay, so remember that.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Number 4. Write the question numbers in your paper 2, then only answer. Okay. Well, teacher already mentioned the other day, when you get your SPM Admits paper 2 booklet, okay, you look at all the question. Let's say question 1, A, B, C, question 2, A, B, question 3, A, B. Take your paper 2 booklet, you write down page 1, 1A. The behind page, you need to use both pages, front and back. Behind page will be 1B, another page would be 1C. Then another page is 2A, 2B. You mark all the question numbers first, okay? You know why? Because then only you go through the question. If question 1 is difficult, 1A is difficult, go to 1B. Okay, if 1B is difficult, go to 1C. If question 1 is difficult, go to question 2. Not difficult, will take your time. Let's say you're not sure. If you're not sure, don't answer yet. Don't answer yet. Go to all the questions that you're already confident, you already practiced many times. Okay, number 10, linear law. Straight away, you already write the numbers in your booklet, right? Straight away, go to number 10. Do linear law first. Then there's a graph behind. Draw your graph. Okay. Number six over here. Ask for graph paper if drawn wrongly. Okay. Let's say 2 years or last year back, we have one value negative, your y-intercept going to the negative value for your linear law. Okay. But all the students draw until positive only. So don't waste your time. You have 2.5 hours, seriously, no time. Take up your hand. Nobody is going to say, no, we won't give you paper. Just put up your hand and ask for another graph paper. This one you just cancel, draw in another graph paper, and just later you tie it together. Okay, don't you waste your time. Then, so if you already write all the question numbers in your paper 2, or answer all the questions that you know first, then you go to the part that you want to do the other questions that you already left out. Then only you do the other questions. Okay, so do paper 1 if you are confident with the topics that you choose in paper 2. The same thing teacher repeat here. In paper 2, you already practice for some topics. You're very good enough. Okay, so when you see them in your paper 1, do first which questions that you are confident with. Okay, like just now the index number. Let's say your friend straight away can answer, but you yourself, but let's say you don't know. You're confused. Go for other questions first. Okay. Number 7, don't forget use pencil for graph. Okay, don't forget use pencil for graph. Number 8, you can give two solutions. Yeah. Yes. Come on.
Teacher, in let's say one we done already. Below that got space somewhere. Can we continue with 1B?
You can continue. Okay, let's say you already done 1A. Yeah, just now teacher told 1A, 1B, you write like that so that you won't waste time. Okay, so you do 1A in one paper, 1B in another paper. Okay, as because teacher mark papers, we never say that you need to do 1A, 1B down, 1C down. We never say that. If you know question 1 is 1A, B, C is very short, you can answer in one page. It's okay for you. You just write question 1 in front, then go back to question 2. Okay, teacher mentioned 1A, 1B, 1C, especially for your bahagian B. Question 7A, question 7B, question 7C. Okay, because even if you don't do your 7A, you still can answer your 7B. If you, let's say 1A, B, C is not connected question, let's say 1A is difficult for you, you can answer your 1B. You can do in the page behind, no problem, don't worry. Don't worry about the space. We are not going to say you waste the space, okay? Because you have more time. You can, if you want to rub off or you want to cancel, you want to write down also can. Okay, this is just to you want to arrange your timing for your answer the questions. Okay, because you want to jump questions. Which one is easy, you do first. So you arrange first all the numbers. Teacher got this idea because while marking, I saw one of the science school. All the students did like that. Okay, even for examiners, for us, I feel like it's so easy and very easy to mark, very neat. Oh, this is 1A, this is 1B, not all jumble up. Okay, if you don't want, as just now you asked, right? If you think that question is a very short question, you can write question 1A, B, C in one paper. You can leave first. Let's say if you leave 1A, B, C in one paper, but at last, let's say not enough papers. Since teacher already said that you answer which one is confident first, right? Let's say not enough. You just put up your hand, take for an empty paper, do it, then just even you can tie it up behind. Write it down, this is 1B. That's it. Okay? Is it okay? So you're clear?
Okay. Yeah, teacher, thank you.
Yeah, question number 8. Let's say can give two solutions for one question in paper 2, but not in paper 1. Okay, in your paper 1, if you write something, right? If you write something, then later when you go back, then you feel like you have done a mistake in your paper 1 questions. Listener, it's different with paper 1 and paper 2. Let's say in your paper 1, you have done some mistakes. Then you want to do another solution. You need to cancel off the earlier solution. You cannot leave two answers in your paper 1. But in your paper 2, okay, in your paper 2, if you have two solutions, let's say you do something, then after last minute you feel like you want to check again, then it's a mistake, then you do another solution, right? You can cancel off the earlier one. If you don't cancel off, it's also okay. We mark both. Okay, as an examiner, we mark both solutions. So which one more marks, we will accept that. we give BOD, benefit of doubt. Okay, so which one for paper 2? But paper 1 strictly like objective questions. You have to be clear on what you're writing. But question paper 2, because we have around 5% of the students who cancel off correct answers. They do 2 working, they do 1 work. Later they feel like it's wrong, they cancel off and they do another working. But when I mark, this is already wrong, but I check initially the student done correctly, but he already put a straight line over there to cancel it. Even though he don't write cancel, if he had crossed a line, I cannot do anything. We cannot mark. It's wrong for us to mark. We cannot mark. So it's a waste for paper 2. Okay. So for paper 2, if you're not sure either this or this, at last you have time, you do 2 working, acceptable. We can mark for both. Okay. And then for very, very weak students or for any questions that you do not know how to solve at all, let's say for a Kebat question or whatever, don't leave blank, answer at least part A. Refer to the formula. Okay, try to look for the formula, write down the formula. If you substitute the value, when you write the formulas, no marks. But if you substitute values inside the formulas, you have marks. Okay, so try. That's why teach us to partition your question just now. Question 1A, 1B, 1C. So do all that you can. Any questions that you leave blank when you want to answer later part. Okay, so you get back to that question. Try to answer part A. If you cannot answer your part A, read your part B. Students, this happens a lot in your paper 2, because in your paper 2, for example, trigonometric question. Question A is proving. Question B is hence. Hence means you need to use the results from part A. Okay, remember, if you have the word hence, H-E-N-C-E, if you have that word, you need to use the value from part A. You cannot do the calculation again. If you do the calculation again, even though your working is correct, get 0 marks. So part A already do. Part B, use the value from A, hence. So you can still do part B for trigonometric question. Okay, so if you don't know part A, go for part B. That's what teacher told just now, 1A, 1B, 1C. 1A you don't know, you do 1B. 1B you don't know, do 1C. For paper 2, still work. Still you can get a lot of marks. Okay. Then for paper 1, must give answer in the simplest form. I already mentioned. Okay, question number 11. Relax when you answer questions, but as quick as possible. Okay, at max you need to relax, students. Okay, don't put the stress in your mind. All this comes back to what teacher told just now. Okay, arrange the question numbers in your paper 2. Okay, when you already arrange, you will do all the questions that you are confident with. When you do questions that you are confident with, you won't be so stressful. Okay, if you stuck halfway, you don't know how to do, okay, quickly do the questions that you know first, come back to that question later on. Okay, don't waste time. 2.5 hours while you're doing trying will finish 1 hour. Okay, so be alert with all the tips that teacher give. Make sure that you do all the questions that you know, then you come back. Do halfway, you don't know, you think of you cannot, you just put it, or just go for other questions, then try to come back. Okay, so relax when you answer your questions, but as quick as possible. Skip questions you are not sure about, later come back to it. Okay, the last one. If last minute no time for all the topics, okay, now let's say now it's last minute, you don't have all the topics. So teacher already said just now it's last minute, you can do your paper 1 and paper 2, set your time and do like an exam. Okay, use all the rules that teacher you say over here, mention over here. You can sit down in your room, set your time and do all the questions, then mark yourself. Try to mark yourself and give some marks. Okay, but of course in your exam, real SPM exam, you'll get more marks than what you mark. Okay, because we have like carry forward marks, benefit of doubt, and so on. And before teacher finish with number 12, remember for your index value, price index. Okay, teacher said you go and write all 4 decimal places, you get 0 marks. Remember, whenever there is RM, Ringgit Malaysia RM, whenever there are for index values, remember your index numbers. Okay, price index must be 2 decimal places. Okay, must be 2 decimal places. So let's say you get the answer 4.523. So you write down 4.523, you get 0 marks. Okay, because it is price index. So for price values must be 2 decimal places, because our money is, let's say, 4 ringgit and 52 cents, 4 ringgit and 50 cents, 4 ringgit and 65 cents. We don't have 4 ringgit and 653 cents. Wrong. Okay, and also you cannot write in 1 decimal place. You press your calculator for price index or indices, composite index, let's say composite price index, let's say you get the value 3.4. If you write 3.4, 0 marks, because price 3.40, 3 ringgit and 40 cents. Okay, so remember that. Teacher also the other day I already give you the mouth theorem, the index price bahagian C, how to use the mouth to solve. Okay, so number 12. So you just concentrate. Those students who are like rushing, no time, it's already last minute. Forget about the past. You can't repeat. You cannot do anything. Think about the future. Select some easy topics. Okay, or you can go to the topics that teacher mentioned just now for paper 2: simultaneous equation, linear law, linear programming, indices. Already 40 marks. Okay, and also you have the same question for linear law and simultaneous equation or linear law you also have in your paper 1. Okay, so you need to focus. Okay, students, anything you want to ask before teacher end the session?
Greetings, teacher.
Yeah.
Is correction tape allowed?
Correction tape is allowed. So far we didn't find any problem in marking papers with correction tapes, but normally student never so normally they will cancel with the pen, as what teacher has marked before. Normally I've never seen them using correction tape on the papers. They will use their pen to cut. Any mistake also they cut with the pen, with their pen.
Thank you, teacher.
But,
Teacher,
yeah.
can we write our answers in pencil also? Because
Can.
sometimes we use pencil, like we have to rub.
Acceptable. If you use pencil, acceptable. Make sure it's a little bit dark, you know, like examiners can see. Pencil acceptable. And teacher, come back to the question just now your friend asked about the correction tape. Actually, you cannot use liquid paper, but correction tape even in school we can use, right? Okay, so nothing wrong in using for exam. Just that make sure that when you write on top of the correction tape, we can see the value. Okay, so that your correction tape never come out or whatever, or maybe after you use your correction tape, use another part to write. Okay. Anything else?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah.
Teacher, can we give like more than one answers?
Yeah, this one teacher mentioned for paper 2 can, paper 1 cannot. Paper 2 you can give more than one answer. Acceptable. We mark both.
Teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah, welcome. Yes.
If let's say in section B and C, right?
Yeah.
They'll give like for let's say in section B, they'll give 5. So you have to choose 4.
Yes.
Can we do just 5 for everything?
You can choose all. It happens. Students choose all the questions, especially the science schools, and also good students. They choose all the. So we mark all. We just mark all. Then we write all the marks in front. Then we choose the best 2, of course. We choose the best marks. If you have time, you can do all. Of course, can. No problem with that.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah. Thanks. Anyone else?
Teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, I have a question, teacher.
Okay.
For section B and for paper 2, section B and section A.
Okay.
I did an analysis for the topics.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the topics differ, you know, teacher, like
Yes.
vector, it comes in section
Yes.
A, then sometimes geometry will be in section B. So it's not fixed, teacher.
No, it's not fixed. Okay, only fixed is for your section B, fixed questions is linear law. Okay, but other questions all is but not fixed. It's always here and there. This one what you call you have a normal distribution and binomial distribution. It is fixed as a choice question. Okay, but other questions is like statistics also in A, can be in B, vector also can, geometric coordinate also can. Okay, depends. If they want to give 10
So
marks.
only these 2 chapters are fixed.
Yeah, geometry. Yeah, but these chapters that teacher mentioned, linear law and normal and binomial distribution is fixed. So far, every year it is in Bahagian B. But anyhow,
Okay.
But anyhow, thanks. But anyhow, when you concentrate on these certain topics, it will be either in your Bahagian A or Bahagian B, right? If it is in Bahagian A, just less by 2 or 3 marks. Okay, so it's just like that. But be careful. Another one thing, a statistic question. Statistic question, your formulas is given, right? So try to look for the question formula and try to substitute the values. Okay, you get marks with that. Don't leave your statistics question. Okay, any questions?
Teacher,
Okay.
is it possible that our normal distribution will come as a horse question in advanced paper 1?
Okay, paper one. Paper one, because normal distribution and binomial distribution is always related to real life situation. Like last year, we have the passcode, right? The password for the handphone. Okay, so normally it is actually a kebat question already, because any normal distribution and binomial question is a real life situation. Okay, so you cannot run from that. It's even by they have like how many apples are spoiled, even though it's easy. Kebat means it's not difficult. Kebat means they can even use it even can be easy questions. Okay, berfikiran aras tinggi, but it is just mentioning application in real life. Because this is what mentioned to me when I went for the KSSM penataran. Okay, they said kebat question not necessarily means it's a very difficult question. Can be easy question. Just use real life situations. Okay. So of course, these probabilities are normally related to real life situations. Okay. Any question? Just now I saw one girl want to talk. Anything?
Teacher,
Yeah.
for both papers, can we use pencil to do the workings?
Can. You may use pencil, but make sure it is clear. But if you are confident with, you just use pen, right? If you are not confident with, just use pen. Okay. But for paper 2, so far marking no problem. Pencil is acceptable, but make sure it's clear.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah. Come. Okay. Anyone else?
Teacher,
Yeah.
if teacher suggests to do the advanced, what kind of calculator can we bring to the exam?
Oh, 350, 570. Now you even have the what you call EX70. Yeah. It's the 70, the new one, the white color. That is also acceptable. Acceptable.
The FX,
Yeah.
the FX 570 is acceptable. 570EX.
Yeah, but they say can. But so far they never complain. Still can. Just which calculator you cannot is that the one that you can do integration. Actually, your EX70 also you can do integration, but you can only check. You can check the value. Anyhow, you have to show your working. So acceptable. 570 can. So far, no problem. Yeah, in school you all use 570, right? No, 350. What do you all use in school?
570MS.
Can. Because last time admits, yes, now they are telling 350. Because now even you have the EX70 or what, that one is also advanced. It's also allowed. Okay, but all these advanced calculators are allowed for statistics, for integration, and all these things for checking your answer. Anyhow, you need to give your working. Okay, you won't have time to check with integration. Okay, any questions? Okay, so none. Okay, now only I'm going into your rooms. Okay, so teacher stop share here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say the best of luck. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to the room now.
Dr. Sarvesh?
Dr. Kalai.
Yeah, are you finishing your class, is it?
Yeah. Okay. Students, good luck for your exams. Thank you very much, and good luck for your exam. Okay, be focused and do well in your exam. Okay, Dr. Kalai. Thank you.
Okay, students. Students, thank you very much to Dr. Sarveswary. She has been doing a very good job to help you all for the advance, and all the best to you all too. And thank you very much, teacher, Dr. Sarvesh.
Yeah,
thank you. Please post any relevant documents or any tips in the Telegram, teacher, for the students. And students, all the best. Please stay with us. We got a few more classes to go. Okay, please follow our schedule. Please follow our posters and announcements. soon. Okay. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah,
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah, thank you.